I wonder if anyone's made this video before on this platform. They couldn't have, right? Like, I must be the first. Because I use dancing in a club as a spiritual practice. I use it the same as meditation. Hear me out. This is this has been an interesting thing I've been playing around with for this last year. I've been on my spiritual journey on just staying consistent with meditation for about 6 years now. Especially in the last 3 years, it's been very consistent with a lot more serious of like an intention to get deeper and deeper into the work, into the practice. And it's interesting, right? Because most people who get into this work, get into this like habit lifestyle, they're a lot older. Like I've been on many like silence retreats and coaching programs and different groups that meet up in different countries, in California too. And the people tend to be a bit older. Like it usually is like 30s or 40s, 50s. And I'm 23. I'm about to be 24 in 6.5 hours actually. And maybe I'll go put this video in practice tomorrow night. But you don't meet many young people in these spiritual circles. They're definitely existing. They definitely exist. A lot of them that I do meet, their parents got them into it, and they, got into the practices and the communities and all that. But it's like, it's weird because I've come from this weird place where I was that dude in college who was drinking and partying. And like, that's where I was at. And then I was also meditating and I got deeper into meditation. And what I've started to realize, right? I quit alcohol about a year ago. And when you quit alcohol, but you still want to go clubbing, you run into a problem, right? Because the thing that holds you back from being able to sober club is the anxiety you feel in the moment on the dance floor as you're dancing. That's why people drink, is because they want to loosen up, right? They want to feel comfortable in their own body enough to enjoy the moment. Meditation seems like an awfully good type of practice in this situation then, no? Like if you're someone who's meditated before, then you're starting to connect that a bit, right? That meditation is usually for feeling comfortable, calm, present in the moment, feeling open. And in that exact situation, if you're feeling anxiety in the dance floor, that's the perfect place to practice mindfulness. And I'm laughing because I've just had some really interesting experiences with this in the last year. Like I was in Japan a few months ago, now I'm in Thailand, and I was in this club in Tokyo. And I remember this one specific night where I was solo clubbing, like this specific night. My friends, they bailed out last second because they were tired. And I was like, all right, well, I'm already in like Shinjuku. Let me just go out. And I went to Warp, if you've ever heard of that club. I don't know, random shout. But while I was there, like it has multiple floors. And the main floor was like pop and like American slop, and I'm just like, bro, like I'm not trying to listen to this. Especially like if you quit alcohol, it's so hard to listen to music you don't enjoy. Like you just need to enjoy music at least. It needs to be your genre. If all these drunk people, like when they're out there, it doesn't matter what they play. They could go from EDM to house to pop. Like they're just like, they're screwed up, right? Like it doesn't matter. They're already like high in their brain. The music isn't really doing much. When you're sober, you got to be a bit more strategic, right? And so I was like, all right, I don't want this first floor. I went up a floor. Second floor was all right. I was like, whatever. Third floor, new genre unlocked in this moment. Because this was hard EDM is the genre. And I never really listened to this before. I've been in clubs in Europe a bit, but I didn't go to many like techno type scenes. And in the US and New York and different places, definitely have listened to a lot of like normal EDM, normal trap, normal house, not hard. Like that word hard was never on like the things that I was going to. And if you've never heard this before, it's more intense than regular house. It's like more of that poo, 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 poo. Like they're going crazy, and like you'll see some people like doing like the full like back and forth. Like if you have been in this situation, I'm talking about. You're like laughing your ass off right now. And so I was in that situation, and I was like, fuck, like I feel weird right now. Like this is like, I don't even know how to like exist here in this moment in this music. I was feeling odd, and I was like, I don't want to go back to like pop though, but this is really intense. And like I see a few people that are just going absolutely crazy, right? And so I'm sitting there, I'm not even fucking sober, and like I go up to them and I I'm in the group and I just start doing like, like I'm just chilling, just like trying to enjoy myself, like don't mind me, guys. And I'm already like a fucking like 6'6" Indian guy in Japan, and so I'm already getting like so much attention wherever I go. And then in this moment, like I'm going and I'm feeling like anxious, right? Like I'm moving slightly. I'm not fully open. And I wonder, like, what is the reason, right? And it's something to do, and I'm sure you can relate to this, where you're almost worried about how other people are perceiving you in that moment. You don't want to like go crazy. And so you're just sitting there and you're like awkwardly shrugging. You're not really enjoying yourself. I wasn't enjoying myself. And this is what alcohol really solves, right? Is this moment in the club when you're sitting there and you're scared of how people perceive you about dancing. It's funny when you like say it out loud, right? But that's what literally everyone does. And so in this moment though, I decided to make a change. And this wasn't the first time I've done this before. This was the first time I've done this to a genre of music that was as crazy as what I was listening to. Like, I don't know if I've fully conveyed it yet, but it was like, poof, 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 like it wasn't just like a calm, like it was different, right? It was intense. And I started to take some deep breaths. I was like really slow exhales. That's really good for regulating the nervous system. If you can do longer exhales and inhales, like especially if you make your mouth like really small so the exhale is really long, like doing these types of techniques in the moment can like calm down your body. And like it can be pretty intense if you're new to this, and like you won't be able to calm yourself immediately. But if you're in that place and you're just like shaking, and then you're really calming yourself down with the breathing, you start paying attention to your breath, and you slowly just take some risks, right? And you just like lean into it more. Like when you're sober and you get into music like that and you lose that ability to care what other people think of you, it turns into its own meditative, intrinsically joyful bliss. Like it's so beautiful. And I would actually argue, tough argument, but I've had some moments where I would even say I enjoyed it more than the feeling of being drunk in that same situation. Because alcohol like numbs you, it makes you stupid. You can't really like move your body that coherently when you're drunk. But when you're sober, you can really like feel music, and you're just like, you're at your most coherent state of mind. And so when you're moving your body and you're listening, you're really there. You're really feeling it. And it's like, you don't get as much of that dopamine, serotonin high of just being drunk, but you get more of this mastery vibe of like when you're playing a sport and you're really enjoying like a ping pong match or something, and you're in the zone of that, right? And this practice has been really fruitful for me for just generally learning how to become more calm and regulated in these situations. Dancing in a club is just one example of this, but if you have any situations where you tend to rely on some sort of thing to cope with how you're feeling, that's the perfect place to practice meditation, mindfulness, and becoming peaceful in those moments. Those are actually the greatest moments to practice this. It's actually, those things are the directions for where you need to go for your next level of healing. And especially if you're a young person, like I hate this idea I get from some really productive spiritual people that like, oh, like I don't go like clubbing, I don't do that because I don't drink and I'm not like those people. Like you get that like high level of judgment, right? And it's like, bro, you're supposed to be spiritual, why are we judging people? And it's like, I think it's actually a creative problem. Like you could totally enjoy your time with people who do drink, but actually treat it as its own challenge for yourself to be able to overcome and be able to reach that same level that the drunk people are, but sober. At least that's how I've been framing it to myself. Like treat it like a challenge. Like you think you need a substance to feel that way? You need that? Like what if you could just do it sober? Why not? Figure it out, right? And that's exactly what I've been doing. And it's great because I can just go home and I can work the next day and I have none of the L's that alcohol gives you. All my friends are hungover when we wake up in Japan in our house and I'm already working. Like I'm just like pulling the next day. It's a beautiful tool to learn, especially if you're younger and you're trying to go clubbing. Yeah, find those places in your life where you feel anxious, you feel constrained, and breathe through them. Become mindful through them. It'll change your life, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.